I'm unboxing all of Marvel United 1 minute at a time. Yeah, except not for this one, because there's no way I'm getting this giant box down into anything closely resembling a minute video. So we're going to break the format a little bit for this one, and I'm just going to open it sort of live style. And we're just going to talk about everything in the box as we go through it, because there's no way I can edit this down. I'm still going to try to keep it as short as I can, because I want these videos to be just quick, easy, useful items on the internet for people to pull up and see what's in a certain box for this game. But yeah, I don't have the editing skills to cram this down to a minute, so we're just going to crack it open. This is the stretch goal box for the first Marvel United Kickstarter campaign. So if you backed the first Kickstarter at any level, you got this giant box of miniatures. I have not seen what's in here other than I've looked at the back, and I'm very excited to tear into this and see all of this goodness. So let's go ahead and start working our way through it together. I've gotten to play a couple games of this since I started. If you've been following my unboxings, first of all, thank you for watching these. I know there's not much to them, it's just something I wanted to do. Like I said, I thought it'd be useful to have out there, and they're fun for me to put together and film. It's a game I started last spring. I sort of forgot about it, and then it showed up on my doorstep, 3 giant boxes of it the other day, a couple weeks ago now. And I've been having fun just going through, opening the boxes. I've gotten to play it a couple times, really enjoy it, and I'm excited to see what's in this box here. Alright, what happens when you open the lid? Very, very slowly. Come on, there it goes. I was afraid I was going to hit the camera. Alright, we'll just set this over there. That looks nice. Okay. So it's going to tell you what order to have everybody. Oh, it's a box. Oh, I see. Here's the box with all the in a tray. Alright. So here's box that's inside. Here are the villain dashboards. Alright, we'll look at those. Some tokens, number tokens, more KO tokens, like when I unboxed for Ronin, he had KO tokens. And many cards. Anything hiding underneath? No. That is okay. Well, let me get this box out of the way. I didn't even look at the side. That's nice. They all, the production value on this game is just stunning. So cool. All right, let's move that out of the way. Let's set these aside. All right, I'm gonna crack these cards open real quick so I have them available when I get to the miniatures, and then I'll come right back. All right, I've got all the cards out, and I think they're organized in the right order, so let's just start looking through this stuff. Open it upside down, huh? Awesome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the bottom tray first. So here's everything. Okay. Noisy. All right. Let's go through these in order. First, we're going to look at Iron Fist. Look at his 3 special cards here. Chi Augmentation. Deal 2 punches split as you like in your and adjacent locations. And it looks like he has 3 of those. Next up is Elektra. Her cards. Her 3 special cards. Master Assassin gives you 2 extra punches. Ninja Training gives you 2 punches, or you can't take damage until the beginning of your next turn. Or her Sai, deal a punch in both adjacent locations. Cool. Her. Speaking of her Sai, just a little bit. We can live with that. And next, my absolute favorite Marvel character, Daredevil. There's 3 special cards. The Man Without Fear gain a movement token for each civilian you rescue this turn. Blind Justice gain a movement token for each thug you defeat this turn. And Radar Sense gain either a heroic or a punch token for each location you enter this turn. Just get a lot of tokens. Very cool. Oh yeah, this will probably be the first hero I use out of this box. Next up, Luke Cage. And his 3 special cards. Superhuman Strength. This turn you have as many extra punches as the number of cards in your hand. 9 Invulnerability. Draw a card. You cannot take any damage till the beginning of your next turn. And Regenerative Healing Factor lets you draw 2 cards. Very nice, very nice. Next up, looks like Jessica Jones. Her 3 special cards are Psionic Protection. You may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Expert Detective. Reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. Gain wild tokens equal to the movement number written on it. Or Private Investigator. Reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may move to any location. Excellent. Ah, the Punisher. Very cool. What's he look like? A little bit of everything. His 3 special cards. He has Precision Shot, 4 punches against a single enemy. Damage you deal this turn can't be canceled or reduced. Heavy Firepower, 2 punches in any location and a punch in both adjacent ones. And Special Ops Training, you can move to any location and do 2 punches there. He's downing a rocket launcher. Very nice. Next up, we've got Bobby Morse Mockingbird. Her special cards. Battle Staves, defeat 2 thugs in your location. Spy Master, the next Master Plan card played cannot add any civilians or thugs to your location. And another Spy Master. Take a look at her. Spider-Woman. Her 3 special cards are Super Resistance. You cannot take any damage to the beginning of your next turn. Poison Blast. You choose to either do 2 punches or delay the next villain turn by 1 card. Or another Poison Blast. So like up next is Shang-Chi. I only know to say it that way because of the movie. You might also call him Shang-Chi, depending on how you pronounce it. His 3 special cards are Master Martial Artist, double each punch on the previous hero card in the storyline. And it looks like he has 3 of those. Next up, Spider-Man 2099. And his special cards are Claws, 2 punches against a single enemy. Damage you deal this turn can't be reduced. Enhanced Senses, you cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. And Lila Assistance, heroic in any location.
And there is a Venom hero and a Venom villain in the box. Let's take a look at the Venom hero here. His special cards are Symbiote Enhancement, gives him a movement and a punch, in addition to the punch from the storyline. Regeneration, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. And Tracking, you can move to any location and punch there. Just grab him by his tongue seems to be the easiest way to get him out of there. Oh, there's a lot going on with this one. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to paint these or not, but this one looks like it could be very tricky. Next is Black Cat. Oh, she has a whole bunch of special cards. Okay, cool. Let's see. Cat Luck. When the next Master Plan card is revealed, you may put it on the bottom and draw another one instead. Got a couple of those. Cat Claws. When the next Master Plan card is revealed, you may put it on the bottom and draw another one instead. Oh, I see. They do the same thing. They just have different symbols. Cat Instincts. Gain any combination of 2 Punch, Heroic, or Movement tokens. Oh, very nice. Up next, it looks like America Chavez, whom I didn't know anything about till I saw Doctor Strange, the new one, and I still feel like I don't know much about her, but seems cool. Alright, her special cards are Invulnerability, you cannot take any damage till the beginning of your next turn. She can create a Star Portal, gives her 2 extra wilds, that's awesome, and Energy Infusion gives her 2 extra punches. Working our way through, next up is She-Hulk. Going to be seeing more of her soon on Disney+. And she has 4 special cards. Transformation gives her a punch plus another punch for each transformation card in the storyline, including this one. Okay, so the more of these you play, the more damage they do. Next up is Moon Knight. Very much enjoyed his show recently, even if we didn't get to see a whole bunch of Moon Knight in the Moon Knight show. His cards look really cool. I just like his character design. Alright, his special cards. Dissociative Identity Disorder. Shuffle your hand and your deck together, then draw 3 cards. Khonshu's Power, a wild for each of your special effect cards in the storyline, including this one. And Moon Knight's Suit, until the beginning of your next turn, if you would take damage, ignore it and move to any location instead. He's just such a cool looking character. Next is Blade, Daywalker. The special cards are Vampiric Healing, listen, draw a card. Bloodbath, defeat all thugs in your location. And Hunter Skills, double each punch you use against a single enemy this turn. Next up is the Ghost Rider. And his special cards are Mystical Chain, deal 2 punches to each thug in your location. Hellfire Manipulation, deal 3 punches to a single enemy in your location. And Supernatural Awareness, punch and heroic, then draw a card. I gotta say, the main reason I bought this game, I do enjoy playing it, but I just really wanted a lot of Marvel minis. And I am not at all disappointed. They are so awesome. Next up is Adam Warlock. And looks like he might have... Oh, he has an extra double wild. Okay. Dang. That seems pretty good. And his ability is Immortality. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you cannot be forced to discard your last card. Quantum Magic, look at the top 3 Master Plan cards and put them back on top in any order. And Avatar of Life. The next Master Plan card will be played face down with no effect. Gives him no symbols, but still seems pretty good. Looks like we have Nova next. Appears to be, if I had to guess, the younger Sam Alexander Nova. His cards are I Am the Help, 2 Heroics and an adjacent location. And, oh, he has 3 of those. Seems really good. Let's give him a wild. Nice. Okay. Next up, a personal favorite of mine, Nebula. Big fan of the character. I think she's really cool. Your special cards are Regeneration Implant. You may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Image Projection. Every hero can swap a card from their hand with one of their cards in the storyline. Remove the top card of the Master Plan deck from the game. Ooh. Interesting card. Electroshock Batons, a punch in both adjacent locations. Next up is Mantis. Very fun character. Let's see, her special cards, what do? Emphatic Manipulation. Cancel any BAM on the next Master Plan card. Astral Projection. This turn you may use each action as if you are in a different location. Wow, that seems good. Psychic Healing. Another hero draws 2 cards. I'm not giving a ton of commentary. I'm still trying to keep this mostly in the style of the unboxings, trying to keep it relatively quick, but I'm very, very excited to play with these characters. Has been a lot of fun getting this. Alright, next up is Drax. If you follow any of my Marvel Champions content, he is my favorite character in that game. We'll see how he fares in this one. His special cards are Revenge. Move to the next clockwise location with any enemies and punch there. And he's just got a whole bunch of revenge. It makes sense. Nice. Very cool double stabby pose. Alright, 2 left in this tray. We've got Howard the Duck, of all people. Let's see, his special cards are Big Freaking Gun, deal 2 punches in any location. Neutron Disintegrator, deal damage to a villain or henchman in your location until they have 1 health. You can't use any punches this turn. And No More Mr. Nice Duck, deal 2 punches to each enemy in your location. So look at Howard here. Alright, he looks pretty cool. Never been a huge fan of the character, he's fine, but I will admit he looks pretty cool here. Alright, finally for the bottom tray, we've got Yondu. It's Mary Poppins, y'all. Alright, let's see what his cards do. Yaka Arrow Whirlwind. Starting from your location and going clockwise, defeat 1 thug in each location. Only stop when there are no thugs in the next location. Okay, that's awesome. Yaka Arrow Flurry. Deal 3 punches, split as you like in your and adjacent locations. And Turncoat. You may turn each civilian into a thug and each thug into a civilian in your location. Oh, I'll show you how the arrow sort of is flying out of his holster. That is really cool. Alright, on to the next tray. We've got Squirrel Girl. With her special cards. Night Vision, reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may put it at the bottom. Squirrel Army, deal 1 damage to a single enemy in every location. and Common Sense. If the number of your special effect cards in the storyline is greater than the villain's current health, the heroes win the game. Huh. Interesting. Let's see what she looks like. A big old bushy tail. Got one squirrel with her. Oh, next up is the man himself, Dr. Strange. There's 5 special cards, okay. The Book of Ashanti. You may search the Master Plan deck, remove 1 card from the game, then reshuffle the deck. Cloak of Levitation. Either punch in an adjacent location or move. Eye of Agamotto. You may take any Master Plan card from the storyline and reshuffle it into the Master Plan deck. Orb of Agamotto. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, the top card of the Master Plan deck is revealed. Ooh, that's cool. And Dimensional Portal. Move to any location. We have Vision. Let's see, his special cards are Solar Gem Blast. Add all punches at the bottom of the last 4 hero cards in the storyline. Deal that much damage to a single enemy in your location. Evolving Intellect. Gain a wild token for each location with no empty Thug civilian slots. And Intangibility. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. Alright, another one of the bigger models. Flying through the wall. So Scarlet Witch is next. Let's see. She has Psionic Energy Blast, 3 punches against a single enemy in an adjacent location. Chaos Magic. Another hero can swap 1 card from their hand with one of their face-up cards in the storyline. Ooh, that's good. Psionic Energy Field. Cancel the first damage each hero would suffer from the effects of the next Master Plan card. Quicksilver. Let's see what his special cards are for the Speedster. Run to the rescue. You can rescue 1 civilian in each location you enter this turn, and it gives you double move. Speed Fighting. You can defeat 1 thug in each location you enter this turn. Okay, let's see what they're doing here. And Superhuman Speed. You can move other heroes with you this turn. Next up we have Okoye. Let's see what she's all about. Her cards are Vibranium Spear, 2 punches in an adjacent location. Dora Milaje. Until the beginning of your next turn, if another hero in your location takes damage, you can take that damage instead. And Accomplished Strategist. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may put it at the bottom of your deck. Got Hawkeye, another personal favorite. Alright, his cards. Long Shot, deal 2 punches in the opposite location. Martial Artist, until the beginning of your next turn, any damage you would take can be redirected to enemies in your location. And Master Marksman, this turn you can treat each symbol on the storyline as a double punch. Wow. We have War Machine. Let's see, his cards are Beam Weapon, a punch in an adjacent location. Rocket Launcher, 2 punches in an adjacent location. And Strafing Run, 2 punches, then move. Falcon is up next. And his cards are Airstrike, move to any location and punch there. And looks like he has 3 of those. Okay, a couple left. Nick Fury. Okay, what does he do? Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., a hero of your choice immediately performs 2 moves. Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., a hero of your choice immediately performs 2 punches. And Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., a hero of your choice immediately performs 2 heroic. Okay, he tells other people what to do. And finally, we have Ms. Marvel. As of the filming of this, there's 1 episode left in her show, and I'm very excited to watch the finale. Really been enjoying it. Alright, let's see what she does. Appearance Alteration. Count all action symbols as wild this turn. Morphogenetics. Swap any number of cards from your hand with any of your face-up cards in the storyline. And Elongation. Your attacks may target enemies in adjacent locations this turn. From what I understand, her powers in the show are pretty different from the comics, but she does appear to be wearing some kind of bangle, so I guess that's still important. I honestly don't know. But she looks very cool. Alright, so that's all the heroes. Let's start going through the villains. Looks like we have 11 of those. My goodness. This is why you back the Kickstarter, I guess, folks. The stretch goals are just nuts. Alright, let's do kind of quickly go through the villain stuff. So we have Corvus Glaive up first. Special cards are Glaive Attack and Slaughter. Sounds nice. And his threats are Dangerous Terrain, Hidden Traps, and Civilians in Peril. Next time I'm just going to go through the villain stuff a little more quickly. It's fun to just play them and see how they work, I think. I thought this guy was just like straight out of a Lord of the Rings movie. It's like a goblin. Alright, Corvus. Next up is MODOK. I don't know if I can get this right. Mechanized organism designed only for killing, I think is what that stands for, or something similar to that. Anyway. He has Preparation. Consciousness Transferal. Super Genius Intelligence. And his threats are Technopathy, Psionic Powers, Energy Projection, Spot, Chameleon. Oh, these are minions. Spot, Chameleon, and Living Laser. Okay, this has got to be one of the absolute best minis I've seen of the whole thing. That looks awesome. Very weird. He's a very strange character, but he looks cool. Next up is Kingpin. I'm a big Daredevil fan, so I'm also a big Kingpin fan. Okay, he doesn't appear to have any special text on his cards. He just has these Advance the Plan that determines how he moves. And then his threats are Corrupted Elite Thugs. He's got a Bullseye Minion, Connections, and Secrets. It's very robust. It's a very solid mini. All right. Speaking of Daredevil, let's just keep the awesomeness flowing with Bullseye. Very glad he made it into the game. He has Master Assassin and Impossible Shot. And his threat cards are Hiding Place, Striking Unseen, and Diversion. awesome. Alright, and the last one in this row, we have Rhino. Okay, he also doesn't have any special abilities, he just has some sort of special movement. And then his threat cards are Open Field, 3 open fields, and 3 no covers. Nice. All right, moving on to the bottom row. Almost done. We have Baron Zemo. Oh, nice. He has cards Citizen V from his old Thunderbolts days. And, oh, Thunderbolts. Interesting that they're leaning into that. That's cool. And his threat cards are, he has Beetle and Fixer. Oh, it's like the whole Thunderbolts team. Goliath, Moonstone, Screaming Mimi, and the Masters of Evil. Oh, I'm a big fan of the Thunderbolts comics from back when, so I might have to get him out and play him very soon. Next up is Kang. Should be seeing a lot of him in the future of the MCU. Okay, he has Time Master, and oh, just a whole bunch of Time Master. Okay, that's cool. And Time Paradox, Time Hideout, and Time Army are his threat cards. Sorry, my brain blanked on me there. Oh, he looks just so cool. He's very tall, he's very sturdy. Alright, next up is Carnage. Absolutely terrifying villain. So we have Spawn of Evil. Okay, he has a bunch of Spawn of Evil cards. And his threat cards are Symbiote Ambush and Carnage's Offspring. Ugh, look at this thing. This is gross. Alright. And right next to Carnage is Venom. Don't get along too well most of the time. He has Entangle. 4 copies of Entangle. And then his threats are Infect, Organic Fangs, and Shape-Shifting. Two left. We have Hela. She has Banished. Ray's Undead Army. Alright. And then her threat cards are Necroswords. That's just a cool word. A whole bunch of Necroswords and the Fenris Wolf Minion. Nice. I always thought her crown looked so awesome. Just a very cool looking character. Alright, and the last villain, Dormammu, come to bargain with you. We have a Ritual. Okay, he has some sort of ritual track. We'll take a very quick look at the dashboards here in a second. Dark Dimension, Banishment, and Elemental Control are his threat cards. And, oh, just another awesome looking character. Head wreathed in flame. So cool. Alright, so that's all the minis and their cards. And just kind of quickly go through the dashboards. If you want to pause and look at each one, I'll give you a second to do that. We have Corvus Glaive, Modoc, Kingpin, Bullseye, Rhino, Baron Zemo, Kang, Carnage, Venom, Hela, and Dormammu. Alright, and the only other thing was these tokens. And that is everything in the stretch goal box for the first wave of Marvel United. Next up, I'll be going through the X-Men stuff. I want to thank you so much for joining me for these, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.